Ladies and gentlemen, Healthy Criticism here. Today we're taking a look at Becastled. It's been a couple of weeks, but it's also been a busy couple of weeks, and that's why it's been a couple of weeks. However, here we are with a new game that was provided to me by the publisher and slash developer at that manner, which is Mana Potion Studios. I played this a while ago, actually I think over a year ago, and it was okay, you know. I said, let's give it a little bit of time and see how it cooks up. I've given it a little bit of time. It's in 1.0 release right now, and it's cooked, you know. It's not a Michelin star meal by any means, but it's a decent hearty meal that I'm going to enjoy. And for the asking price of, what is it, 20 bucks full price, $13.40 right now on Steam with 33% off. I think it's fine, you know, for the price and the price to admission, the cost of admission rather, and what you get for that cost. It's a decent mix. So before everything, we're going to take a look at the settings here. We have a few general settings for the language, combat difficulty, which can be changed in game at any time, which is nice. Lock cursor inside the game window on and off if you are running in borderless windowed. Show health damage on units, show happiness overlay, show flying up resource animation on, and max ragdolls is 20. On the graphics here, we can choose the display, which is really nice. We can choose a screen resolution, UI scale, full screen on or off. I have it on borderless right now. Graphics quality is up to high. Grass amount is up to high as well. And then FPS limit, you have a few options for 30, 60, 20, and VSync. You can also go unlimited if you do not have VSync forced from your control panel. You got music and sound effects for the sound option. You know, it's the only two music sources that we have. You know, can't do it. There's no voice acting or anything, and there's some key bindings here, which is really cool. I haven't really messed with them at all. And just so you know, my cat is meowing because he's a little asshole right now that's trying to get out of the house. And if you had a save file loaded beforehand, it's not going to work. If you had it before version 1.0. If you want to play the game again, you do have to start over with a new game. So these save files that I have been playing the game for a few hours before 1.0 dropped, but those save files are not accessible anymore. And the game is a little buggy because if you load those games up, if you load that save file up, it will not work, and you can actually also not quit the game, which is slightly frustrating in my opinion. So it'll say you have to exit the menu because the save failed to load, and nothing actually happens when you click on it. You cannot escape. You actually have to Alt F4 the game and then start over. So here we are in my city. A couple of things I want to point out before getting into the gameplay. You cannot fast forward, right? You can only pause, you can only go a quarter of the speed, or you can go normal speed. You cannot fast forward, and a lot of times you're going to be stuck here just waiting for your wood to go up. Pause. And it can take some time for that to happen. Pause again. The way you start the game is you plop down your castle, your main building, and wherever you're going to build it, it's going to give you the 4 adjacent squares or territories in your position, and you can just start building on them. So since I went here, it gave me these territories around it. Not these two, but it was this one, and this one. So the way you start the game normally is by putting down some sawmills and some food resources, so that you can gain a little bit more food and resources. Wood is going to be your primary building material. So right now, I don't know why these guys are not working. Oh, it's because my warehouse is full. So we're just going to tell them to not work there anymore because it's full, and we're going to pause the game because everything is actually starting to get full. So what is this? Warehouse? Sure, let's upgrade the warehouse so we can have more stuff able to fit, and then we'll send them back to collect some iron. So I'm gonna go over the basics here. We got the general buildings, which is the house and the tavern. This is a tavern here. It gives happiness to your people, and the more happiness you have, the quicker they migrate into your city. Right now I'm at +11, which is quite high actually. And as soon as I put a building down, it's going to go up dramatically, which is nice. You can actually upgrade the buildings. Let me see, this one is already upgraded. This one is not upgraded. In order to increase their capacity, as well as the, just the capacity, which also in turn increases how fast it works. So if it's a resource building like the sawmill here, if it goes to level 2, you get an extra worker slot, and then it can collect a few more resources faster. In order to upgrade your buildings, you have to upgrade your castle, because that determines the maximum level of the buildings that you can have. So if your castle is at level 1, your buildings can only be at level 1. So if you've played similar games before, you're going to know that there's going to be some defending going on. And after you put down your resources and your food and everything, and your general buildings so that you can create your economy and your workflow, you're going to be able to put down some military option buildings here. So this is the melee building camp, and this is the archery range. I have them both down right here. Each one is gonna give you a different unit, which for the, I don't know if they added anything for, for the ranged people. They didn't really add any more units after 1.0, which, you know, maybe some crossbow units would have been cool to see. That wasn't the case. They did, however, rework the UI dramatically. These are all new icons. These are all new icons here. I believe they were not even colored before, so they're colored now, which is really nice. And yeah, you only have archers. You don't have any crossbowmen or anything like that, which would have been nice to see. But you do have 3 different melee units that you can train. You have your swordsman, you have your two-handed knight, and then you have your pikesman. And then on top of that, you have the siege weapons, which are going to be a catapult and a ballista, which is cool to see. So the game works in tiles, of course, as evident here. Then you can go up tiles and down tiles. So it's easy to defend your castle when it's up on a tile like this. So right now I have plenty of wood. So what I really want to do is go to my walls here and build a... Actually, do I want to research stone walls? I don't have enough gold yet, which is sad. So we're gonna do... Should I do taxes? Nah, I'm just gonna mine more gold here, which, let's see, only one of them is being utilized, so we're just gonna increase that. Anyway, so we're gonna do some wooden walls. I want to do wooden walls because they can actually have people on them, but also I want to put a gate here so that people can exit, right? And on top of the gate, what I actually also want to do is build a ramp. So I cannot really build a ramp here because it would block the tower building, and I don't have that unlocked yet, which is kind of unfortunate, but I'm actually gonna wait until I can unlock it and build it here so that I can put my archers on top of the walls. So the way it works is you have the fence, which is just a basic fence. Fucking hell, this cat. You cannot do really anything with it, and then you have your wooden wall, and on the wall you can have your archers on top of it, which is really nice. And then in order to get up there, you have 2 options. You have the ramp, and you also have this thing right here, the wooden towers, which I just unlocked. If I try to build the ramp here, as you can see, there's a little circle that tells me, hey, you're not going to be able to build your tower if you put that there. So I'm not going to put that there. I'm just going to wait until I can actually build one, which is expensive at 600. Like I said, most of the game, you're just kind of waiting for your people to collect wood, which, you know, it can be boring, but it is quite what it is. What are you going to do about it? Going to send our melee units out here, and so they can defend against this wave, which will come at night. And I think every day lasts about 7 minutes. I'm halfway through right now, and with 3:30 remaining, I think 8 minutes is how long it lasts. And do I have 600? I do not have 600 yet, so I'm just gonna wait for 600 wood to be collected, so that I can actually put my archers up on the walls. So I'm gonna send them here so they can just more quickly and efficiently get to where they need to go. And I'm gonna upgrade this building here, these houses, so that I can have more citizens. If you don't have enough citizens, you don't have enough builders, and you don't have enough people to actually train and work for you. So here we go. I built that. I'm gonna put that there. The nice thing about the tower is that it actually has ladders that your people can utilize in order to to go up places, which is really cool, so you don't have to actually build anything else. There's certain sources of food, and every source of food actually gives you the same amount. So you have the farm, which is here. You need a tile with sheep or domesticatable animals. I think these guys are all, yeah, this also works, which is really cool. You also have a wheat field, which, oddly enough, I don't have any tile near me that can actually maintain the wheat field. Yeah, they're all far away, so they're kind of useless in winter time anyway, because they don't work unless you do the research for it. You have a hunter's hut, which you need huntable animals, so like deer, for example. I have some deer here as well. And then you have your fisherman hut, which needs to be on both an occupied lake tile and an occupied adjacent territory next to it. I didn't have to say next to it, because adjacent means the same thing. And the more you expand, the more expensive it gets to expand on top of your expansion. So you start off by only requiring a couple hundred wood to claim a tile next to your territory. Now I need more wood and stone, and I'm only presuming eventually you're going to need some iron as well, which makes kind of sense. So I need to build another, not house, but I need to build another warehouse. So we're gonna do a warehouse right here. You have to hold down the right mouse button to rotate the buildings. Keep in mind, I haven't figured out if there's any snapping feature yet, which kind of sucks, but here we are. I'm gonna unlock the stone walls now because I have enough gold, and you cannot make wall double-sided. You cannot actually upgrade the wall to stone, I believe. Maybe you can. Let's see. Okay, yeah, you can. I was completely wrong. So you can upgrade what is already there, which is really nice. So I'm gonna pause, but so I don't waste any time. I'm gonna put my archers on this tower because nighttime is coming pretty soon. They're gonna start attacking all the enemies here. I only have 9 warriors, and as you saw, this was, I believe, on 6 enemies. The more you build up your defenses, the more it adjusts how it will make the wave stronger. It's a give or take. I think, you know, increasing the difficulty like that is quite smart. It's also much more difficult to deal with, so keep that in mind. The more soldiers you have, the more extra food they consume, and they do need gold to be maintained, so keep that in mind when you're building up your army. So hopefully my archers will pretty much take care of most of the enemies here. I want to take care of the archers, the enemy archers first. Okay, here we go. And my guys are not attacking, so can you please attack? Okay, this guy's attacking the wall. I'm sure the damage is going to be able to be sustained. It's hard to keep your guys safe if they're starting to get taken for a ride here. So make sure you try to do that. One thing I absolutely love about the game is the freedom of the camera. It gives me so much custom, like there's no limits on how much tilt you can have. You can freely move it. There's no like panning that is forced on you. It's actually really nice to see. I love that for this game, and I commend the developers for not limiting people on what they do with their own hardware. So that's really nice to see. And that's about pretty much the game. Like, this is the research tree right here. Do I care for it? Not quite. I mean, you have a church to lift your people's spirits. Right now, so far, I do have the tavern doing my work for me at +2 mood. I think it's going to go up again once the daytime comes. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I was at 11, so, you know, it is what it is. You might want to invest on some new enemies here. I mean, soldiers that you can use. What I do want to do is build the smithy so I can build upgrades for my soldiers, because they can be fragile, especially once the enemy starts to ramp up a little bit. Before 1.0 released, the enemy waves were kind of a joke, honestly. They were not anything to worry about, in all honesty. So there's that. You can also build a healer for your units, which is highly recommended. And I think going all out on the ranged units is kind of how I would play this game, in all honesty. But right now, what I'm really concerned with is increasing the food capacity because I'm running quite low on the production there, and I might want to upgrade these guys as well. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm running low on people. That's why I went down, because I upgraded all these, and then more people came in, and it is what it is. We do have a nifty upgrade building feature that you can do here, which is nice. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the game. Later on, you're gonna have more boss fights to battle with, and you know, kind of defend your base a little bit more. You're gonna have walls break down, and it gets pretty interesting. Like I said, unfortunately, I couldn't use my previous save file, which was a lot bigger than this, but this is good enough to show you what the gist of the game is going to be like, and hopefully help you decide on whether or not you want to purchase it. So there you have it. I hope you found this useful. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.